Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and today I'm going to show you two products from Pampered Chef, the prep board set and our prep and store. These products are sold individually, but you can buy them together as a set as well. You're going to want both of these, and a great way to get them is to host a Pampered Chef party. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd love the opportunity to help you with that. But before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button while you're here and go to theflipflopchef.com. You'll be able to access my recipe community right from there. There's a button at the top of that page. Click the button, you'll have access to thousands of recipes, a weekly giveaway. Sometimes I offer discounts, just so much great information there. So let's go ahead and talk about the prep and store first. This is something that I know everybody watching is gonna have to have in their kitchen. This is something that doesn't take up very much space in your refrigerator. It's the same size as a 12-pack of soda. So if you've ever bought one of those, the fridge packs, you know, they just slide into your refrigerator. They don't take up a ton of space and they're easily accessible. Now the cool thing about this is you're gonna get 3 containers. They come with several different pieces. You may or may not need all of the pieces all of the time. So this is a little strainer insert that goes in the bottom of one of these containers. This is so when you put food on the top that has a lot of liquid, that liquid will drain through the bottom so that the fruit or vegetable is not sitting in the juice, keeping it fresher longer. We also have these dividers. So if you wanted to put 2 different foods or the same food prepped 2 different ways in the same container, you can easily do that. So in this one I have grapes and blueberries with a divider. So this would be a great example of when you might want to use the divider to have 2 different foods. Or let's say you want to prep your vegetables for the week so that you have everything that you need to make your dinners when you get home from work or school or wherever you're coming from. So let's say you need sliced onions for one recipe but diced onions for the other. You can use this little divider to separate those 2 but prep everything ahead of time. So that's an example of how you would use the divider. Now the lids have this vent. So if you're cutting your food, so the onion example I just gave you, you're gonna want to close the vent. It'll stay fresher longer once the food is cut. For fruit that's whole, like these blueberries and the grapes, then you're gonna wanna open it. Vent that lid a little bit, give it access to some more moisture in the air. So I'm gonna put this lid back on. In this one, I have some strawberries. And in this one, I have a divider also. And oh, by the way, the strawberries, I have a little strainer insert. The strainer is great for like watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, things that are gonna be really, really wet, or any cut fruit that you put in there. Now for this one, I have blackberries and kiwi, and I'm gonna show you how to prep the kiwi on our prep board here in just a second, but I wanna talk just a little bit more about what's so cool about this product. So I'm gonna take these containers out, and you have this tray, which you can store this in the refrigerator just like this. However, if you want to take this somewhere, even if it's just taking it outside to entertain by the pool or in your backyard, on your deck or your porch, or if you're wanting to take this somewhere outside away from your home, we have these really cool freezer mats. So these are ice packs. You put them in the freezer. I keep them there all the time. That goes for all my cool and serve products. Put them in the freezer, keep them there so they're always frozen whenever you need them. And by the way, this is a great size to fit in the bottom of a lunchbox. So you can use these for products other than Pampered Chef. So you're gonna put these in the bottom. When they're frozen, they will keep the food cold for 4 to 6 hours. If you refrigerate these, so just put them in the tray and refrigerate them, it'll keep the food cold for about 2 hours after you take it out of the fridge. And then these little containers, they just go right on the top, just like this. So this is the prep and store set. This does come with a card in the box that you can scan the QR code, and it's gonna give you more tips and tricks for keeping your produce fresh. So if you don't know how to scan a QR code, you're gonna open the camera on your phone, and then you hover over the QR code, and it's going to sort of, on my iPhone anyways, it gives me a little, I'm at a weird angle here, let's try this way. It's gonna give me a little yellow bubble, and I can pull that up, and it's gonna give me all these tips on how to use the prep and store to the fullest. So I'm gonna give you some of the ideas that are given here, and then you can access more. Let me make sure I go to places things I haven't told you yet. But you can also use these to store like different kinds of meat. So if you want to prep your meat at the beginning of the week, you could put some ground beef in one, you could put chicken in another, do a different flavor of chicken or flavored ground beef, like using taco meat with some, plain ground beef in another. Just some examples. This is great for like a taco bar. You can put your taco toppings in here. Do lettuce in one, sour cream in 1/2, tomatoes in 1/2. All the things that you like on your tacos, you can put them in these containers. Couple of tips here. To keep peeled and cut carrots crisp and potatoes from browning, store them in a container filled with water. It says change the carrot water every 2 days and use the potatoes within 24 hours. So how cool is that? Those are tips that I didn't know. Cut celery into sticks and store it in water to keep them crispy in your prep container. Refresh them with an ice bath. So it also has lots of great recipes. So some of the recipes, stuffed pepper skillet, which I made this the other day. It is amazing. It's one of those recipes that I see myself making over and over and over again because we do a lot of chicken in our house, but this is a beef recipe, and Keith likes it when I throw in a little bit of red meat every once in a while. Turkey dinner skillet, grilled chicken fajitas, and so many more delicious recipes. So be sure you're scanning those QR codes when you get products that come with an extra card. But let's talk about the prep board. This thing is so cool. It comes with 2 more containers. So you'll actually end up with 5 containers and 5 lids. The containers that come with the prep board do not come with the strainer insert and the divider. But I don't think you're gonna need one for every single container every single time, but it's a very cool system. So on the side here, we have this little metal rack. I don't know if you can see over here. I have this like literally hanging off the side of my counter. This will fit also in the front. So depending on your kitchen counter setup, you might want this in the front. Christian just thought that was the coolest thing, that I could take this off of one side and put it on another. Now for me, I'm gonna put it on this side because I know I will just bump it if it's on the front here. I'm gonna put this container right in here, and I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can see a little bit more about what I'm doing here on this prep board. So I've gone ahead and started with my kiwi, and you'll notice I have all of my scraps here. What I love about this is I can just scrape these right into this container. Now, my kitchen setup is where the trash can is right in front of me, so I could just scrape these in the garbage. But if your kitchen setup is not that way, this is a great way for you to kind of have a garbage bowl. Now, I'm gonna take our serrated peeler, and I'm going to just start at the top of this kiwi. I'm gonna slide my camera over just a little bit here so you can see a little bit better, and just slide from top to bottom on the kiwi. I leave the ends intact until I'm done peeling because it gives me a firm place to hold on to that kiwi. And the serrated peeler is perfect to peel fruits that have a skin like a kiwi or a peach, nectarine, because this peeler has little teeny tiny serrated teeth. Whoops, let me get that little piece out, just want it to stay there. And then when I'm done, this little peeler goes right in the dishwasher. I'm gonna take my forage paring knife and I'm just gonna slice the end of my kiwi, and then I'm gonna just slide these scraps over here. Now, I'm gonna use our cup slicer. If you haven't seen the cup slicer, it's truly like the most viral Pampered Chef product ever. They sold like 109,000 of these in the very first month that we launched them. And you're gonna have this. If you don't have one, you gotta get one. But what I'm gonna do, I'll show you a couple of ways that you can use it. So we'll get to this base in a second, but you're gonna take the top off, and you'll see here, this exposes those blades. So you can start by slicing down like this, and then when you're done, you can continue to slice over and over, but I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways. So when you're done, you press this in the bottom, and it pushes those out of the blades in the bottom. You don't ever wanna push those up through with your fingers. I don't want you to cut yourself. Now on this one, I'm gonna cut this in half, like this, and then I can place this on the top, and then I'm gonna kind of get like little half moons. So let me get my cup that has the kiwi. I'll bring this over here, and I can actually connect this on the side if I wanted to, but I want you to get a better look, and that's a little far away on the camera view there. So I've got these big slices, or I'm going to press this on the bottom, and it pushes those half moon slices. I'm not going to be able to hold all these, so I'm just going to take a few out. And so you see you get a totally different slice. I'm in a different camera angle today. So let me wash my hands and dry them, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this prep board. So I am excited about these. I hope you are excited about these too. They're very cool products. Pampered Chef really thinks of everything. And this one's a little bit too full, so I'm not gonna put the lid on there. Just set that aside for now. And the cup slicer, I'll set it aside. But one of the things that I love about this prep board is that there is a little slant on this board. And this piece right here has a little beveled edge, and it's gonna catch any of those juices from the foods that you're cutting. So let's think about like a steak or a watermelon or something that has a lot of juice. This is gonna keep that from running off of the side. So this side is a little bit lower than this side. And then when you're done, you can take your container out and just toss it in the trash. So in my kitchen, if I'm cooking on this countertop, I would just scrape it from the cutting board into the trash can. But if I was cooking in another part of my kitchen, this is a great little tool to have this where it just sits on the side. And then you have a second container that you could have slid all of those kiwi pieces right in there, and it just sits right on the side, just like that. So if you get both the prep board and the prep and store, you're gonna have 5 containers, which I love the size of these containers. Actually, I'm not sure that I know the cup size. Let me cheat and see if it tells us here. So each of these containers, let's see, 5 cups. I knew that was a lot. Let's see, make sure I'm reading that right. 2 5-cup prep containers. Yeah, these are 5 cups each. So it didn't look quite that big to me, but I think that's really, really awesome. So you got a lot of space there. Now, for storing this, you're gonna slide those little metal pieces back in. You can wash this and put it back in the cabinet, put it in a drawer, put it in your sink, wherever is most convenient for you. This is not heavy, which I love that. Let me wipe this off and I'll show you the bottom here. I don't want to get a bunch of kiwi juice all over everything, but this is what the bottom looks like. It has little rubber grips on the bottom to keep this in place so it's not going to slip and slide around while you're cutting and chopping on it. So this is the prep board, comes with 2 prep containers. This is the prep and store, comes with 3 containers, 3 lids, 3 dividers, 3 straining pieces. It also comes with the 2 ice packs that go inside the bottom of the tray, and then the tray. And then you get the card that has the tips and tricks QR code so that you can access more ideas and use this to the fullest. And don't forget about our cup slicer. This thing is so fun, and get your kids involved with that and they're going to love it. So if you have any questions about anything that I've showed you today, or if you'd like to purchase either of these products, feel free to contact me through my website or through my YouTube channel, and you can go to theflipflopchef.com. There's a contact form there. I would love the opportunity to be your consultant. I'll take great care of you, and don't forget to join my recipe community for thousands of recipes, discounts, and giveaways. So I'll see you soon, guys. Bye, everyone.